Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Stephen. And if you're a Namie Amuro fan, you probably know by now that Namie is singing in English a lot more than Japanese these days. And to me, this sort of signals that she may be planning a crossover. However, she has gone on record and said that she is not planning to, you know, do a crossover. Well, she said something to the extent of, she's singing in English because the songs sound better in English. And to me, she kind of said that just to throw people off, so they won't be like analyzing her and like, okay, let's see if she can make it. She wants it to be a surprise. Nevertheless, I have some advice to Namie um, that she should take heed to. However, she probably won't because she probably don't. She doesn't. I don't think she speaks English. And I sure as heck don't speak Japanese. But anyway, maybe a fan or her people can translate this to Japanese and help her out a little bit. Um, My first advice is to nominate is to get a good connection with a good record label. Like, make sure that they promote their people. Like, again, unfortunately, Namie is at a disadvantage because she is Asian, and unfortunately, in the international market, not a lot of Asian people really make it as much as say Caucasian people, African Americans, like African people, and as well as like Latin American people, whether mestizos, mulattoes, indigenous, European, Africans, etc. Um, Again, so make sure you get a good record label. My next piece of advice would be maintain who you are, maintain your music style. Don't try to change and adapt to American music. No more than you already have. Because in Japan, what Namie does is it's different, I guess, more or less. It's like for a Japanese audience, that's different. Um, but for the Americans, it might not be as different. But again, make sure that you use your Japanese producers or your international producers at least um, to produce your music and to maintain your style. You don't have to adapt and change. You know, look what happened to Boa. She kept on trying to be like mainstream pop music, hip hop music when she was doing her crossover. And unfortunately, she didn't cross over as nearly as well as she should have. Um, I think Boa. I think she has the goods, but for some reason it just didn't translate. And that brings me to another point. Like, just because you are a household name in Japan, that does not mean that it will cross over to the international market at all. I think there was a artist by the name of Seiko Matsuda. I'm not sure of her name, but she was like the J-pop queen of the '80s, and she tried to do that during the '90s to cross over. However, it didn't work. Like, I think she did have like a minor hit in the United States with um, someone from New Kids on the Block that did a duet. But again, it didn't really like her status as the J-pop queen in Japan did not translate at all to the international American music market. Another piece of advice is not to be influenced to try and keep up with the international or the American girls or women as far as like body image and things like that. Again, like Namie, you are a beautiful Japanese woman. Like, represent that, own that, love that, and you'll be fine. You may feel some pressure to sort of keep up with them because like American women kind of like bustier, more curvy. So I don't, I hope that Namie wouldn't be influenced to get plastic surgery. If she like, if Namie gets plastic surgery, like I will like hunt her down and just go crazy. I'm like, no, you do not get plastic surgery. You are beautiful as you are. You don't have to be like the busty, curvy, curvaceous girl. Work what you got because you are beautiful. Another piece of advice from Namie is to get in good with a couple of American artists. Like, she already has a connection with TLC, so try and include them when you kind of come out. So like, people might be a bit more open to hear your music because of TLC. Like, oh, she has a song with TLC. Let me hear what this sounds like. And that may kind of snowball into something bigger and bigger and bigger. And then bam, your next big thing. Another piece of advice for Namie would be try to get in with, say, the Black community or the African community. As far as the United States is concerned, like the African American community. Try and get in with that. I think the music that Namie creates is very, like, I feel like people would like that. Like, African American people definitely would like and appreciate that. I think that Namie has been influenced by hip hop and R&B. I think like people were like, oh, okay, people showing love to the culture, and people would be able to appreciate that. And as far as the music itself, it sounds really good. So people would be more interested to listen to it. And also, like, hip hop and R&B, well, more so hip hop, but hip hop is kind of like a popular thing right now in the United States. And again, if you make it in the United States, you pretty much made it worldwide because you're going to be able to cross over to Europe and other countries as well, other places as well. So again, try and get in good with the African American community. Black got your back. Let's see. Another thing to do, which is probably obvious, but try to improve your English a bit more, so you could be able to do more, like songs with more complicated lyrics, and just try and build on your English little by little. But again, you don't have to lose your accent. As a matter of fact, do not lose your accent. If you lose your accent, then you're just some American, more or less. You have to kind of work what you got, and you are. In America, you're going to be like the exotic foreigner. But that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That'll make you interesting. People might be willing to say, oh, wow, she's from Japan. Like, what's Japan like? It can be like a way to get people interested in you and start a conversation. I guess the last piece of advice I can think of is, work hard, but have fun with it. Just enjoy it. Like, enjoy soaking up the culture of another music market. And, enjoy being, just enjoy the moment. Even if your first crossover attempt isn't as successful as you would like it to be, just enjoy what you have accomplished there. Here's another piece of advice that I just thought of. You are an ambassador of Japanese culture, and that's a beautiful thing. Definitely, nothing against it at all. I like and admire it. It definitely interests me. However, just make sure you do not become like the token Japanese person. When people think of you, they shouldn't automatically you shouldn't be like, oh, she is Japanese, and because she's like, how can I put this? It's like, that should not be, like, being Japanese should not be the main marker of your identity when you come to the United States, and you pursue a career in the music industry or whatever industry you try to break into. I guess more or less be a woman who is Japanese versus a Japanese woman. And again, just in case for people who were watching this, I did kind of switch between first person and third person. No, second person and third person a lot. So I guess I'm kind of talking to people who are watching this video as well as Namie herself. But again, thanks for watching this video. If you are connected in any way with Namie's people, feel free to show Namie this video and possibly translate it and interpret it, add some subtitles or whatever. And thanks a lot for watching, and feel free to leave your comments and concerns, criticisms, whatever. Oh, also, if you have a bit of piece of advice for Namie, leave it in the comments section. Again, thanks for watching. Sorry about going on for too long.